Right, hello wine drinking people. Time for more of what I've had to drink yesterday, and we're always happy to see our friends from Groth Winery. This is one of the top properties in Napa Valley, and we're tasting through these wines, and I'm trying to think of an Oakville Cabernet that you can still buy for around $50 to $60 a bottle. It's all estate bottled, and try finding one that scored 100 points that you can buy for that price. Well, there isn't anything but Groth Winery in that category. These guys have been making great wine since the early 80s. And Mike Weiss, the old winemaker there, is now the winemaker emeritus, and they've got a new kid came on that's the new winemaker, Cameron from Chateau Montelena, has really picked up the ball right where he's left it. And the Sauvignon Blanc from them also, I mean, incredible value. When you look at Sauvignon Blancs, these guys they pulled up Cabernet vines in their vineyards and planted Sauvignon Blanc in Oakville. Who does that? Well, they said, look, the vineyard just wasn't right for Cabernet, and it's perfect for Sauvignon Blanc for $20. You're not going to get your return on your investment, but hey, they bought the property a long time ago. And this is textbook Napa Valley Sauvignon Blanc. Lovely fresh green melon, white grapefruit, citrus, little lemon zest in there as well, white flowers, really bright and refreshing, a little tongue-tingling minerality there, a really clean wine. Like I said, textbook Sauvignon Blanc, and for $20, an amazing value. All right, the 2013 Chardonnay Hillview Vineyard. They put the Hillview Vineyard on the label a couple years ago, but it's pretty much the same vineyard they've been drawing from, which is from Oak Knoll here. And it's 100% whole cluster, picked at night, no ML, a very bright and refreshing style of Chardonnay. I don't want to say Chablis-like, because there is that little hint of oak spice in there, but very clean, that lemon citrus, green apple fruit, and really nice mid-palate. But like I said, for people that like that big buttery style of California Chardonnay, this is a little more Chablis-esque. Very good at $30 in that style range. And then the Cabernet, man. That's what we come to Napa Valley for. And Oakville, probably my favorite appellation, because Pritchard Hill's not an appellation. If it was, Pritchard Hill would be number one, Oakville number two, and this wine's got a little bit of Merlot in it, 12%. They used to do a single varietal Merlot that was excellent at Groth, but now they need it all for a blending component in their wine. And they do a cold soak for 5 days on that to get some extraction. This 2012 vintage, the largest vintage they have ever produced at Groth, 34,000 cases, and hey, that's about what Chateau Mouton Rothschild makes. And this wine's got a complex bouquet here. Cedar, tobacco, bitter chocolate, nice amount of currant cassis berry fruit, really good complexity here, and lovely balance on the palate. Really nice richness, but at the same time, this wine's got a good hand of that spice and earth quality to it. Man, it's got an immediate appeal to drink today, but you could keep this wine for a decade or more. Excellent juice. It's $63. And then the Reserve Cab, are you kidding me? I mean, this wine is killer, and it is almost every year. They pulled up this vineyard in 1999, replanted it. It came back in 05. I remember tasting the 05, and I think I rated that wine killer. One of the best wines in Napa Valley. The first wine ever to get 100 points, the 1985 vintage from Robert Parker. Now he's rated hundreds of wines 100 points. Back then, it was much harder to hit perfection, it seems. But this wine, dark currants, cassis fruit, black raspberries, a dizzying array of spices, earth, and more. Just rich, complex, and opening up on the second day, even bigger, even better. They made 7,000 six-packs of this wine. That's a lot of a wine at this quality level. And like I said, maybe possibly the best wine that I have had from the 2012 vintage. It's got 9% Merlot in the blend, 100% new oak for 24 months, but there is so much fruit, it can handle that oak. It's got lovely richness and dense quality on the palate, a little monster, but again, wonderful balance and freshness. Everything in proportion, over a minute on the finish. This wine is killer juice, and it's only $135, a relative value when it comes to Napa Valley cabs. And like I said, you won't find one that has scored 100 points in that price range. I'm your host, Andrew Lamposoni, signing